welcome to a very exciting video. Many of you have been asking me to recap some of my OTB tournaments. Unfortunately, I haven't played classical tournaments this year at all. Hopefully I'll play some in 2025. But past Monday I played in OTB Rapid team event. You will see the starting list of teams. I was playing with the Chess Stars. We were the third team in the starting rankings, and before the tournament it seemed like what could possibly go wrong, like, because last year I played in the same event, we came third or second, like it was actually good, and we kind of had the same team. We had like one person like substitute from the year before, but yeah, overall pretty much the same team. But yeah, as you'll see, things didn't go well. So in the first round we played against the team of students. I sat on the board and my opponent was like, man, I've been watching your streams. It's always kind of pleasant, the people apparently watch me, even though I tell you, guys, I'm a terrible chess player. But alright, I feel good sometimes, thanks to Mahit. He showed me a lesson. Let me show you this game real quick. So he played d4, knight f6, and Trumpovsky on the board. So this is not the opening I particularly like to play against. So I already spent a bunch of time after the game. Basically, I came home, I came home at 1, and I started looking at ChessBase. What should have I played here? Because yeah, I play d5 most of the time and get this kind of not weird, but it's like white get an easy play and black. Alright, yeah, I have simple plan, go bishop d6, c6, and like nothing specific. Like then I was like, alright, probably I gotta play knight d4 next time, or let's play c5. So I analyzed something like, let's say knight d4, bishop f4, then c5, and so basically d5 some e6 or queen b6, and like I think one of the moves I saw is like bishop c1, which is alright, the main move, but it's like alright, I don't want to play it, I don't want to dive deep into it. So but let's watch the games anyways. I couldn't really recall all the moments from the game, so it's like I tried to approximately get the moves that were played. So takes, e3, bishop d6, knight f3, castle, c4, d takes c4, bishop c4, c6, knight d2. So simple development, a3, a5. Basically I was just trying to prevent any queenside attacks. Knight f6, bishop c7, bishop e6. So that's approximately what was played on the board. I'm not even sure if I made the move correctly, but yeah, it kind of seemed like the skin g8, just to avoid any d5 ideas in the future with the skin on g7. King d8, queen f6, and now I wanted to play g5. So g5, I just want to go for some attack. And my plan was quite simple, queen b2, queen g7, and I want to play f6, I want to play g4 and try to attack white on king side. h3, f6, g4, and at this point I was like, alright, I'll probably win 100%. Like, there is no way I'll lose this one, because look, rook on h5 is coming, if f3 or f4, queen h6, queen h2, queen h1, I was like, how can I lose this game? But you see, I'm very talented sometimes. Knight f3. So, and here, like, that's the crucial moment of the game, like, because knight f3 was played, so knight f1 was apparently better, but honestly I don't know why it's better, because I was like queen h4, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it's because of rook c5. Yeah, in my calculations I always forget about rook c5 move, that basically I'm not allowed to play rook h5. So, and the point is, yeah, I was like after queen h4, because I was calculating knight f1, queen h4, and I was like rook h5 is kind of like there is no way to protect, and that's what probably my kid saw it. And but I don't know, honestly, like queen h4, that's why knight f3 was played. Knight f3, at least, you can escape potentially f1 and then basically f1 and then e2. So it's kind of simple plan, and here I could play rook h5. I could play rook h5 and the game would probably be just over soon. But, you know, I'm talented. So rook h5, the idea, you might ask what the idea is. The idea is simple, just to checkmate. And if king f1, apparently I had bishop g4, and the idea now is to take rook h1, rook h2, and win the queen. And if queen a2, I can just go king h8, and checkmate is coming. Like, he gotta deal with this. Let's say queen f7, attacking this. I can just play rook f8, queen c7, and bishop f3 takes rook h1, I guess, wins, or no, not rook h1. All right, I think I'm talented enough. Yeah, rook h2, queen h3, and checkmate. So yeah, rook h5 had a very easy win, but alright, bishop g4, and now rook c5 is coming, and I was like, alright, that becomes complicated. King h2, queen e2, f5. So now my plan, again, was rook s6, rook h6, and trying to checkmate on h file. Knight e5, rook e6, plays queen a2, takes, and I realized that I'm no longer winning, because now, of course, can't take on e6 because queen h2, queen f2 checkmate. Plays queen g2, queen h4, queen h1, and we got to the following endgame where I managed to mess it up. Because look, one of my boards lost and we were losing by 1 point, so I had to play on and play for win. And eventually, you know, I was down a pawn. You know, all my pawns on the king side were lost. I was down a pawn, I was trying to play for win. I could make a draw at some point, but I decided not to go for it, and then wandered the piece on d file. Basically, my bishop was on d4, my king was on d2, and there was rook d3, rook d4, and I ended up losing the game. My team lost this match. I guess the score was 1.5 to 2.5, or actually even worse. Yeah, maybe even 3-1. Yeah, you'll see the score anyways. I know I lost, one more board lost. Yeah, I guess 3-1. But yeah, let's get to round number 2. In the second round, we were facing basically team of kids. You know, and kids are dangerous, you know, they had some school while we, you know, kind of veterans. Because look, I was the only like kind of young player in my team. Others were like above 30, a couple of people above 40 years old. So obviously we work while kids are enjoying school. Maybe not enjoying school, but you know, they're having the best time of their life, have fun, while we had to come back from work. But alright, I'm not making any excuses. But my team lost in this round as well. So e4, e6, d4, d5, I'm playing with white pieces, and we get into exchange French. Knight d7, knight f3, knight f6. So this is one of the most boring things black can play in French, but alright, I don't mind because I get an easy play. Black gotta play careful here sometimes, but most of the time it's just like an equal position. Castle, bishop g5, c5 takes, bishop c5. First of all, I was surprised here, because what I was calculating is, of course, queen a5 and queen c5. And I'm not sure why black didn't just do it, because after bishop c5, which was played, I mean, castle, and to me it looked like, alright, I'm probably already completely winning, because look, this bishop is not developed, threatening bishop h7 right now, like, it's hard. I was like, what is he doing? Queen e7, king b1, h6, h4, and like, it's a complete collapse. And now after bishop d7, knight d5, position is just completely lost. So yeah, h6, h4, like, I'm not going anywhere with my bishop. Bishop d7, knight d5, bishop c6, and now after knight g4, it turns out that black are running out of moves. After bishop d4, I had a couple of choices. I could play c3, and the position is still completely winning actually, but you know, I calculated bishop h7, which is the best move according to computer, and it turns out that, alright, I was completely right. So what other lines to consider here? Let's say takes, like, that's the crucial point of this line. So h takes g5, and what I was calculating here is something, you know, knight d5, bishop h7, this, and I was calculating even, I think it was rook d5 line, and after e takes d5, I was calculating knight f6. Like, that was the line I really wanted to play, and the idea is basically g takes f6, I go back, he goes king g7, I go rook h7, king g8, rook h8, king h8, queen h5, king g7, queen h7, checkmate. So this is what I was calculating. I was like, alright, that would be cool to finish the game like this, but unfortunately, of course, didn't happen. But alright guys, that's just like a cute line. yeah, moves like queen d3 wins faster, but I was calculating rook d5 throughout the game, and then, you know, it takes d5, basically translate queens, knight f6. Like, isn't this just cute? And the idea is basically after queen a2, what happens if queen is taken? There is even bishop g8. Like, that's even, you know, more cute, you know. Put the bishop here, queen h5, rook h5. I mean, that's fun. But yeah, knight g4, bishop d4, I played bishop h7, rook d4, queen c5, bishop f6 takes, queen e3. And now it turns out there is no way to protect this poor pawn on h6, because now if, let's say, queen h5, knight f6 is just a fork. And basically, black are losing the game. There is no f5, once again, the same reason. He tried queen d4, and here I think he resigned. We ended up losing the match again. And being the third team in the starting ranks, we started with 0-2. 0-2. I was like, alright, we gotta win at least one match, like, what's going on? So now let's get to the very exciting round number 3. This one was probably one of the most exciting games I've had in this tournament. Like, you'll see, I mean, it's just insane. So Sicilian defense, Grand Prix attack. So I don't necessarily like playing against it, but alright, when people played it, I mean, Hikaru played it a lot against me online, so it's like I'm kind of prepared for it. Like, I know in some lines some tricks, and you know, they definitely helped me in this game as well. Like f5, yes, kind of main move. I played g takes f5, queen h4, quite typical, and play f4 protecting the pawn on f5. And here he decided to go for, you know, tactical line h6, knight e6. And from now on, like, I know f4 move, and then I don't know what to play anymore. Like, I have no idea, like, what theory is here, and he apparently didn't know either. And he played knight g5 and went for knight e6. The idea of knight e6 is basically simple. I have to take on e6, and then he'll take knight on g6. So, and yeah, I spent some time calculating here. I was, of course, choosing between bishop e6 and f takes e6. And of course, f takes e6 is a much better move, which I played. Queen g6, knight e5, and now you might ask why white can't take on e6. The idea is simple. I basically go king h8, and the idea is that now this queen can't protect this bishop anymore, and I will keep an extra piece. So place queen h5 back, I play queen g5, and we're going to this endgame. So apparently computer liked knight c4 and then going for this queen g5 maneuver a lot better, because now white don't have this light squared bishop anymore, and two bishops in the endgame are a lot better in the following position. But I played queen g5 anyways, but now he kept the bishop, and my advantage is not as good as if it was in the line with knight c4 capture. h4, and h4 is the move which now has its drawbacks, because he basically helps me here. His idea was, of course, to basically break the pawn structure, f4 g5, try to take f4 pawn, but it turns out that after knight g6, white are in huge trouble. They can't take on g5, because basically what happens is bishop d4 check, king h2, let's say, and king g7, and rook h8 is such a serious threat that white have nothing better but resign here, because the only move here would be something like rook f3, and here I can just go this way, and I think even e5. Or computer says this, and rook h8, and my position is completely winning. But alright, kind of complicated calculations. He played h5, he's trying to push my knight away, I played bishop d4, and now played king g7. Once again, cannot take the knight because rook h8 is a checkmate. Plays knight e2. Knight e2 is a solid move, I played rook h8, and now my position, as you can see down below here, is +4 for myself. Plays g4. So the idea of g4 is basically if I play f takes g3, knight g3, the position is kinda equal already. So of course I spent some time calculating what might happen, like how I'm gonna take this pawn, what I should do, and the line I was calculating here. So knight e5 was played, and I spent a lot of time calculating here. So the line I was calculating was, let's say takes, takes rook g1, protecting the pawn, and here I wanted to play knight g4. That didn't happen in the game because he played something else, and the idea is basically after rook g4, rook h5, king g1, let's say, I play e5 and, you know, start pushing my pawn on my pawns on king side. And as I was right, the position was completely winning, and I would have played it on the board, of course. But after knight e5, he played c3. He was trying to, you know, get my bishop out of d4. I played bishop e3, takes. Now pawn is still under attack on g4. He plays rook g1. I played knight d3, and you know, it seemed like I kind of get my advantage to the trash bin, because apparently I had knight g4 move anyways. And after, let's say, c takes d4, rook h5, king g2, I was just winning this, king f3, and then e5. And it turns out that position is collapsing, can't take on e5 because knight e5 is a checkmate. One of the moves computer suggests is to play bishop a4. Let's say what happens after this. Apparently rook f8, yeah, position is just collapsing. Rook g1 can't even be played. Let's say something like rook e1, knight e3, g4, and it's over. It would have been over. But I played bishop b3, I just didn't see knight g4. Knight d3, rook f8, bishop c6, b5, bishop e6, knight f4, and here I was going for this line, knight f5, king f6, takes, king f5, king f3. And now the only move wins. I can't say I was lucky to play this move, but I just saw that probably I'm not winning if I keep this pawns on the board with this knight on f5, because it looks solid, and apparently I was right in my evaluation, because position is now completely winning, and as you can see, it's checkmate in 13. But guys, I kinda messed it up. I think I messed it up, I'm not sure. So I played rook g2, and now as you can see after rook g2 the advantage is only like minus plus. So what I should have done here is to play f3. I'm not sure why I didn't play it, I couldn't calculate apparently. I had very low time. So that's another huge disadvantage to me. So king e1 here and f2, let's say this, I think king f3 just wins due to e2, and obviously king e2, I think rook g1, let's say rook h4, just go king d5, and you know, pawn promotes, basically rook e1, f1. But alright, I played rook g2, I was like, I gotta create checkmate threats. So, but now, after king d1, the only, you know, move that keeps, you know, where I could have gone for a win is rook j8, which I played. Because, you know, I was like, alright, f7 is now is a threat, what I'm gonna do? And I was like, after h6, I was like, man, it becomes hard here, like, what I'm gonna do? So I played king d3, f7, rook f8, h7. I was like, what's going on? And now again, the only move which wins is f3. And you know why it wins? Because let me show you the crucial line, because then, you know, the board one of their club came after the game, was like, why didn't promote to h8? Why not? And, you know, I was even missing during the game, because rook h8, I'm not going for e2, because basically white are right on time to promote to a queen. I first go f2. Now I'm threatening f1 promotion, and now the point is f8, I go e2, e1 checkmate. And if rook h1 protecting from this side, you know, protecting this side, I'm not going for f1, I'm going e2, and e1 again is a checkmate. Like, that's absolutely wild. He played king e1, f2, this king d2, and now my position is completely winning. Queen f4, queen f5, I took on h8, and he resigned. My team finally ended up winning. Surprisingly, only board one lost the game, the rest of the boards won their games, and the next round was against, you know, 20th century juniors, basically the veterans. So let's get to round number 4. As you can see, guys, this was probably the shortest game of my tournament. I was playing with white pieces, and we went to Rasalimo. And my opponent played e6, takes, d3, knight bd2, knight g6, and I played h4. Quite typical thing for the structures. And I'm not sure why he played the next move, but bishop e7 is just a horrible move. Like, I mean, that, guys, by the way, that's not a feeder rating that you see on the screen. So for those of you who will be asking in the comments, no, it's not a feeder rating. It's CFC, Canadian national rating. His FIDE, I guess, is 1900, but like at 1900, I guess you should know how to play the structures. Like after h5, knight f8, d5. I mean, the position is strategically lost. Like I knew I'll just destroy him from now on. He plays f6. Of course, I just ruined his structure even more. g6, takes, knight d4. Like there are holes on dark squares. Like there is absolutely nothing black can do after knight. Basically, the game was over in next two moves. Played queen f6, bishop g5. Now the only move, according to myself, was queen f7. He played queen f5, and now I played g4. And the point is, I'm basically trying to make sure he's taking this pawn on g4. So queen f7 again, queen f7, I would have played knight d5, queen c7, queen e2, and I would be just very happy that, you know, the game is just not over yet. But of course, let's see, even after some knight d7, there is some knight g6, and basically I end up checkmating this guy on g7. But after g4, he decided to take on g4, and after rook h4, he just resigned, because he has nothing better but to play, let's say, queen g2, but after queen e2, of course, he's like, what this queen is doing. I mean, there's also a little thing here, because rook g1 is coming. So there is also kind of no way to protect. And also queen e5, rook f4, like all this types of things. You might ask what happened after this. I mean, rook f4, queen h3, same, queen e2, and I was even like king d2, queen a1, queen a5, and goodbye. That's just basically it, because let's say rook g8, I think I have queen d6. And queen e7 checkmate is coming. So it's very important to know some theories, some plans. But yeah, it is what it is. We ended up winning this match as well. And now let's get... will it be the last round I'll be showing? I think so. So let's go. Last round I was playing against Ivanov Mike. Very good IM player. He is actually from the same city from Russia as I am, Ekaterinburg. So it's kind of fun to play people that, you know, from the same place. We know the same people in our hometown. But yeah, we played against the second seed, and you know, I didn't expect much. Like I was kind of tired. Like he played d4 in this kind of gambit. The idea of e4 is simple. Let's say takes. I can't really take this pawn. Let's say takes, queen d1. Go to the endgame. Like, I mean, it's not bad. You just give white a lot of development chances. Knight d5, and you know, there is pressure on this diagonal. Like, I can't really develop my pieces. Like, I'll have to do some trades and to give up pawn back. So I didn't want to go for it. So I played knight c6, e5, knight d7, queen e2, b6, h4, rook c8. He was basically trying to push. He pushed h pawn all the way down. And after c3, f6, bishop h3, f5, I was like, alright, I should be probably better, but again, like, I don't know, I have potential of opening up this diagonal, try to create threats, but unfortunately for myself, you know, maybe if it was the first game of the day, I would have found something, but, you know, I was just probably so tired. I mean, we all had probably the same thing, like, everyone was tired, so it's not an excuse, it's just like, I don't have enough, I guess, experience of playing these positions. d4, so yeah, basically trying to come up with some play here. Knight b5, knight b3, and now after a6, apparently I had almost a winning advantage, because after knight d6, which probably would have been played on the board, I had takes, knight d5, and played bishop d6, and then take on c1, maybe queen g5, and I have no problems whatsoever. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. I didn't go for it. I went for knight c1. Because, look, you know what I was worried about? Knight d6, takes, and then bishop g5 comes. And I didn't really want to create more holes here on dark square, so I was like, I gotta trade this bishop off the board, so if knight comes to d6, I can safely trade and not worry about dark squares. Knight c1, a6, takes, and I went for e5. So e5 is more of like, you know, the kind of, because anyways, I'm trying to play for a win. Like I know e5 with 4 potential push, like yeah, computer says knight f6 now apparently is good. Anyways, I was like, what is queen f5? Queen f5, bishop f3. Alright, I'm dumb because g5 knight h5 that saves me. But yeah, knight d5, queen d6. Yeah, apparently I had too many chances, I didn't even realize. Yeah, probably was, yeah, too tired at that moment. Like, yeah, I just don't remember what I was calculating, you know. I was trying to, yeah, e5 and trying to push for e4. Queen f6, takes. So then after the game, Mike discussed this line. But yeah, I didn't even go for it because king f7, I was worried about rook e7, king f8, and then rook e1. I was like, bishop f3. Yeah, apparently I'm completely losing because rook e7 is coming. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, okay, probably lost. So yeah, I went for c takes d4 takes. So here, apparently once again I had this chance of going g takes f5, which I didn't really use, and now let's say takes, queen h6, and I have some counterplay on this open king, because look, king is wide open. Yeah, my king is wide open, but I think I might be a lot faster with this and this. This bishop is not really attacking. If there was dark squared bishop on this diagonal, yeah, I would have said, alright, I'm in trouble, but here I'm actually in a very good spot, and let's say e6 is playing the attack in this. Apparently I have king h8 and it's a disaster for white pieces, because now let's say king h2, I think queen f4 wins. So yeah, I had some chances, but I just didn't use them. But alright, c takes d4, c takes d4, takes, queen f4, queen d6, takes. And here I had some knight c5 move, which I didn't even see. I played knight f6, I was also calculating queen g6, which I was like, alright, this is probably still lost completely. So I played knight f6, again was trying to go for something here. Like I didn't want to trade queens, queen h8, queen g6, and it turns out I'm just completely lost, and really soon I just resigned the game. So knight c5 chance that there was this one, but alright, it's just like, it's hard. I didn't really have time, and you know, I even have to calculate something like queen d4. Alright, queen g6 here and I win, but alright. Apparently g takes h7, king h8, and I'm somehow holding this, even though like it looks weird to me, like queen h4. Yeah, basically because king is wide open as well, I kinda keep it holdable for myself. But yeah, this was my team ended up losing this match as well. I think we've finished pretty badly. Like you'll see the final standings on your screen. We finished 6th, started at 3rd. Yeah, it is what it is. I have some bad luck with these team events. Like usually it's something goes wrong. Like I don't have much success in those tournaments, considering how I sometimes play. But yeah, it just, I don't know, sometimes happens. Can't do anything with it. Hopefully next year, how Leafs fans like to say, you know, who likes hockey will understand. But yeah, I just want to win something and I can't win, you know. It's just unfortunate. Team events are not for me. I haven't won many team events in my life. Like I always had some bad luck in those. So hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a like and comment if you want to see those OTB recaps more in the upcoming year. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.